Hello, everybody. It is Monday, 3rd of October. Thanks for joining today. Today, we're going to have a nice full rounded class as usual, but we'll have a small focus on the core muscles. Now, when I talk about the core muscles, the core basically means anything between the shoulders and the hips. However, today we're going to mainly focus on the abdominals and the low back, okay? So if there's any position or any exercise where you feel, wow, it's too much and you're starting to feel strain, maybe you need to back off. You don't want to feel strain, but you do want to feel effort. So let's begin by lying down on our backs. Go ahead and lie down onto your mat. Have your knees bent. Your back flat on the floor. Place your hands onto your belly. As you breathe in, you should feel the belly expand, not the lower belly, please. The very low part of your belly should be contracted. That's the perineal hammock, and you want to keep that strong. So it's more the upper belly and the mid belly that you expand as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, we want to contract it and pull the belly button downwards towards the low back. We'll do that again. You breathe in and expand. Breathe out and allow it to pull downwards, inwards, and towards the low back. Okay? Keep going with this. The breathing muscles are the #1 muscles of the deep core. So we're talking about the transversus abdominis, the deep transversus muscle, as well as the diaphragm. Keep going with this. And I just want to mention, sometimes in fitness classes or physiotherapists will refer to your transversus abdominis as the TVA. If ever you follow a class or get advice or read about TVA, they're talking about this giant muscle that makes a band around your tummy and waist and low back. One more of these breaths. So you're engaging the transversus as you breathe out. You're engaging, pulling it in tight. It's pulling your waist in. All right, good job. Raise your arms over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. And as you breathe out, bring your right knee up to your chest. It's a simple pulling in of the knee. And then breathe in, raise the arms over the head again. Breathe out, and the left knee comes up to the chest. Simple pulling in of the knee, soft and gentle. Breathing in, raise the arms. Breathe out, right knee comes up and pull it in. Breathing in, raise the arms. Breathing out, left knee up to the chest and pulling in. One more time each side. Breathing in, reaching. Breathing out, the knee comes up towards the chest. Last time, breathing in, reaching, breathing out, the knee comes to the chest. Then raise both knees up now. And you're going to rock, let the knees rock from side to side, massaging the low back. Bring now your right arm next to your right ear and roll all the way to your right hand side. Once you're on the side, place your hands down and lift yourself up from the side. Come up onto your hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Then we'll take a deep breath in and curl the spine, lengthen the belly, look upwards, and then round, pull the belly button in. So when you tuck your hips under, feel the belly pulling in and up towards the back. Breathing in, we curl, and breathe out, and we round. At the same time as pulling the belly in, you can also pull up the perineum. And again, breathing in, breathing out. Once more, let's breathe in And by the way, we're also doing a nodding of the head, which gets into the vestibular system as you do this. Come back to a flat back. Bring your hips to the right and look over your right shoulder towards your hips. Back to center. Turn your head to the left. Look over the shoulder. Bring your hips to the left. Back to center. So this creates a little arching of the back. Turn the head. Look at the hips. Back to center. Changing. Turn. Look at the hips. Back to center. This is also moving the neck. One more time each side to get that vestibular system healthy and functioning properly. Good. Coming back to center. Open your knees. Sink down as far as possible onto your heels. And we're going to bring our heads down and our hands to our low back. Make soft little circles at the low back right now. It's just giving your low back a little bit of love, a little bit of a stretch, and a little bit of heat. Good. Lift your head, look forward, and reach your hands out in front of you. Palms down, fingers open. Rise up onto your hands and knees. Tucking your toes under, rise to either down dog or crouching cat. Bend your right knee, press the left heel down, bend the left, press the right heel down. So you can do this with the knee bent when you press the heel down if you wish. Or you could completely straighten the leg if you wish. But find what works for you and just get the feet moving, ankles, knees, toes. Now, straightening both legs, walk your feet back a little bit and come into a plank position. In the plank position, the TVA, or transversus abdominis, is fully engaged. Pull your belly button in, pull your perineum up, and press back to down dog. And we'll do that again. Breathe in, moving into plank, flattening out the belly, perineum up. Push back to down dog. One more time. Into plank. Everything strong. Lower your knees down and lower your chest down to the floor. Very slowly. Point your toes. Lengthen your legs. Hands under the shoulders for the moment. Take a deep breath in and come into a little cobra. Just soft cobra. Coming back down. Chest to the floor. Again, soft cobra. Back down. Now, as you do this, you want to engage the glutes. So you really squeeze the butt very tight as you rise. This helps to protect the low back, as well as working and sparking some activity in the glutes. Good. We're going to do it just one more time. Deep breath in. Let's rise. And bring your chest back down. Now to lift back up on your hands and knees. This is where you're also going to be working the core. Pull your belly button up and in. Pull it up, up, up and in as you press against your hands, coming up onto the knees. And then into down dog or crouching cat. Good job, everybody. Step your feet wider than your mat and slowly walk your hands back. Fingertips touching the floor, hips back. Knees wide, and we're going to bounce here. Bounce up and down. So here we're sparking some activity in our thighs. This also sparks activity in the glutes. Feel that the low back is curved, and you're lengthening your spine. 4, 3, 2, 1. One hand at a time on the thighs. Lift your chest by pressing against your hands. Lift and open the shoulders. Bring your right shoulder forward, look over your left shoulder behind you. Coming back to center. I just want to mention here, we are in a slight bowstring position. So the hips are curled back, your belly is long, but you're supported with your hands. So there's not a lot of compression at the low back. Change, left shoulder forward, look over your right, coming back to center. And we change again. Look over your left, back to center. That's right. Again, look over your right, back to center. One more time, each side. Keep the hips back. You're staying in that semi-squat position. Back to center, lift your chest, keeping your legs in the semi-squat position. Now you're gonna feel a little bit more compression. It's sparking the muscles in the low back. Raise your arms up as if you're placing your hands on a shelf. Sink down lower, keep your hands at the same level. Rise back up. We do that 5 times. Let's go. Hips back, coming back up. This is gonna help to work the glutes as well, Diana. Good, 3 more. 2, yeah, last one. Release, standing tall. Step your feet in. And stepping your feet softly to the front edge of your mat. Now we're going to get ready to move and to raise the heart rate. Before we get started, think about having your feet hip width. Dial your feet out very softly. So you're going to feel there's an energetic turning of your feet. You'll have your hips in a neutral position. Leave them alone. You don't need to tuck, nor do you need to push them back. You just have them neutral. Lift the ribs so everything lifts up, and feel like your shoulders widen to the side. So it's kind of like a T. You've got the central part of the line of the T rising, and then the shoulders opening to the sides, getting nice and wide. Your chin is parallel to the floor and your eyes are at the horizon. Arms straight by your sides so you engage your triceps. Softly bring your hands into a prayer position in front of the heart. We'll start slowly. Take a deep breath in, raise your arms and stretch skyward. Bring your elbows towards your knees as you get into a little squat position. The hips go way back. Then the hands come to the earth and you step back to your plank position. Immediately in plank, engage the belly, pull the belly button up and in, and look forward. Lower your knees softly. As you come down, the chest should touch before your belly or thighs. Then release everything to the earth, point your toes, rise up to that little cobra. Bring your chest back down, push up onto the hands and knees. Get a soft side stretch. Hands come off the mat on the right-hand side. Hips go back. Coming back up. Hands off the left-hand side. Hips go back. Hands back onto the mat. Tucking your toes under. Rise to down dog or crouching cat. Lift your right leg up. The foot is flexed, the knee is bent. And I want you to press your ceiling higher 5 times. 4, this is sparking energy in the glutes. 3, this is building the glute muscle. 2, 1, swing your leg halfway up the mat, then stepping the rest of the way forward. Bend your knees low, hands to thighs, getting into the chair. Raise the arms and bounce it just 3 times. 2, 1. Come up to standing, arms stretched by your sides. Good. Hands to heart center. Same thing. Nice and easy and slow. Deep breath in. Folding forward. Elbows coming down towards the knees. And then we step back to a plank position. Immediately, belly pulls inwards and upwards. Looking forward. Lower your knees. Lower yourself down. Pointing your toes, lengthen the legs. Let's rise to a cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Left leg lifts and we'll push up to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing the leg forward, stepping forward. Knees bend, hands to thighs, lift to the chair. Arms by your ears and let's bounce. Yeah, we took out the side stretch. We only need to do it once. Coming up to standing, arms stretched by your sides. Keep going a little faster. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, let's rise. Fold it. Stepping back to plank. Belly in. Lower the knees. Lower to the earth. Point your toes, lengthen, cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Right leg up, press it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you can swing it forward a little farther. Stepping forward. Knees bend, hands to thighs. Chair, bouncing 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing, going again, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise. Fold it forward to plank. Belly in, nice and tight. Good. Lower yourself down, with or without your knees now. Point your toes, rising up into cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Yeah. Good. Left leg rises, pressing to the sky. 3 or 5, sorry. 4, 3, 2, 1. Swinging it forward, stepping forward. Good. Coming into the chair and bounce it here. 3, 2, 1. One more time, each side. Hands to heart center. Keep moving. Deep breath in, rise. Folding forward. Good. Stepping back to the plank. Immediately pulling the belly in. Yes. Moving down. Good. Pointing your toes, rising up to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Excellent. Right leg up, press it. 5. It's like the knee is bent. 4. Yes. 3. Good option, Jane. 2. 1. Swinging forward. Yeah, good. Stepping all the way forward. Here we go. And into the chair, bouncing. 3, 2, 1. Up to standing, last round. Let's go. Deep breath in, rise. Folding. Good. Stepping back to plank. Belly in. Excellent. Moving down. Good. Pointing toes, rising up to cobra. Push back, down dog or crouching cat. Excellent. Left leg goes up and let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swinging forward as far as possible now. Excellent. Good job, everyone. Step all the way forward. Yes, coming into chair. You guys are looking great. For those of you who have your camera on, it's beautiful. And then finally coming all the way up to standing, arms stretched by your sides. Good job. Take a couple of deep, slow breaths here. Anytime that we twist without holding on to something, we are using our core muscles. So take a little step back to the center of your mat. Soften your knees, let your hips go back. We will cross the right ankle over the left thigh and raise your arms out in front of you, clasping all fingers except index and thumb. You sink down, it's like a little chair position, but with the legs just crossed and the knee up. Twist to your right. See if you can do this with the muscles of the waist. These are the obliques, upper and lower obliques. Pull the belly button in tight, turn the shoulders. Keep your legs and hips pointing forward. It's only your shoulders and upper body twisting. 3, 2, 1. Unwind and uncross, release. Shake your legs out a little bit, hands to hips, and we go again. Knees bend, hips back. This is important. It gets your hip sockets really strong and stable. Femur bones into the hip sockets. Cross your left leg over your right. So from the front, it looks like this. It's not a tree pose. You know, it doesn't have the knee out to the side. It's more pointed towards the front. Chest is lifting. Raise your arms. Clasp all fingers except index and thumb. And begin twisting to your left. Turn, turn, turn. So only the upper body. Lower body, stays pointing forward. Knees stay pointing forward. So you're using the core, those twisting muscles, those obliques. 3, keep twisting, keep turning. 2, 1, unwind and uncross. Good. Knees softly bend again. Hands come to your heart center this time. Raise your right leg. The foot is flexed. Hold it here, lifting the chest. Stretch the leg out in front of you just for a moment. Hold. Now rebend the knee and send the leg behind you. So you can have the knee slightly bent, but certainly the standing leg is bent. Now, slowly begin twisting to your right, controlling, using your core muscles. Pull your belly in, just twist a little bit, and then turn back and bring your foot down and release. Whew. Good. Bend the knees, hips back a bit, hands to heart center. Raise your left leg. Stretch the leg out in front of you, holding. And then rebend already. Send the leg behind you, holding. Standing leg stays bent. Now here's the challenge. Twist your upper body towards the left. Just twist, 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 twist. Woo, 3, 2, 1. Turn back, bring the foot down and release. Okay, now we are prepped for half moon pose. If you have a block, you could work with the block. If you don't have a block, you could work with the floor because we're going to take our hand off the floor anyway for the core muscles. Hands to heart center again. Knees bend, hips back. Raise your right leg. Send it behind you and into an airplane position. Standing leg bends a lot as you bring your hands to the floor or to a block. Now open your right foot to the right. Open and raise your right arm to the sky. Pulling the abdominals in very tightly. Lift the left hand off the floor or off a block if it's on the block. So you're hovering, hovering. 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands down, bring the foot down, bend your knees nicely, hands to thighs. It's not very often that we roll up, but here, pull your belly button in, perineum up, and roll up to standing. Ah, good, good. Bend your knees, hands, hips back, hands to heart center. Other leg, lift the foot. Send it back into an airplane position. Hands come to the floor or to a block or even to a pillow, whatever works for you. Stabilize, standing leg bent. Open your left arm, open your left leg, coming into the half moon pose. And then raise your right hand off the floor, off the block, or off the pillow, keeping the position of half moon. Hovering in the sky, 3, 2, 1. Hands come down, foot comes down, bend your knees, hands to thighs, roll up slowly, softly. Good job. Good, hands come to your hips. Now let's do the tree pose. Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. You could be at the ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Arms go up in a V. Open the palms, lift your chest. Hold it there. Lift your eyes, beautiful. Good, nice, Taina, stay with it. Good, Finola. Excellent, Diana, Claire, well done. Jane, good. Natalie, excellent. Keep breathing. And then bringing your hands to your hips. Lower the leg and change sides. Good, bend your left knee out to the side. Excellent, Sophie. It's really good to see you, Sophie. Raise your arms up into the V, rising up, lifting away from the floor. That's beautiful. Keep breathing. Lift your eyes as well. Yes. Good, Finola, stay there. Yes, beautiful. 2 and 1. Bring your arms down, bring your foot down. Bravo, everybody. Take a little step to the front edge of your mat. And here we go. We're gonna work with the plank positions. If it's too much on your hands and on your wrists, you could do them on your elbows, okay? Find what works for you. You could also lower the knees if you need to. Hands to heart center, deep breath in. Let's stretch skyward. Fold, bending at the knees, bring the hands down and step yourself back into a plank position. Lift your head, pull your belly button up and in, and flatten your belly. So I mentioned already, you could lower your knees if it's really too much, or you could come down onto your elbows with your knees down or knees up. Either one is fine. We're going to take it a step farther. Lift your right leg. Bring it out to the side. Bring it back in and lower. This is an idea I just came up with because someone asked to work the glutes. So let's do it. Left leg up. Out to the side. Back in and lower. Let's go again for the right leg. Up. Out to the side. In. Super good core work. Stay strong. Left. Up. Out to the side. If it's too much, just don't move the legs. You can also lower the knees. One more time. Right. Out. And in. And then left. Out. And in. Good job. Lower the knees. Everyone. Knees wide. Sink back. Remember what we did in the beginning of class. Head goes down. Hands go to the low back. Make a couple little circles just to give your low back a bit of heat and love. All right. Hands come to either side of the head. Lifting up. Step your hands forward softly. Step your knees back. And let's come to lying down on the belly. Hands under the forehead, move your hips from side to side. Lifting your head, shoulders and chest. Keep your feet wide. Raise both legs, toes pointed. So this will be an engagement, an isometric contraction from your hips, your glutes all the way down the backs of your legs. If you feel you want to take it farther, raise your arms out in front of you and hold. This is often called the Superman position. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down, legs come down. Bring your head down softly and move your hips from side to side to relax and let go. Good job. Let's lift back up. Bring your elbows in so you're in a Sphinx position on the arms. You could stay here, or if you'd like to take it farther, bend both knees, feet flexed. If it's too much for your low back, keep your legs down. If you can lift the feet and bend the knees, do that. Pull your heart forward, tailbone goes back. Lengthen out your spine and take 3 deep breaths. Feel that your belly's lengthening as well. 2 and 1. Lower the legs if you have them bent. Open your elbows to lower back down onto your belly. And move your hips from side to side. Good job. Last position for the back can be very challenging for the low back. So be aware of what's going on in your low back. If it's too much, you don't go as far, all right? There's a very deep stretch in the pectoral muscles and shoulder as well. So stretch your right arm out to the side. palm down. Open your feet, bending the knees, touch your big toes to each other. So you're pointing your toes. Your left hand will go under the left shoulder, and you're gonna push against your left hand to lift your left leg, and you let your legs go behind you. You point your toes behind you, and there's a twist in the back. There's gonna be a stretch in the pectoral muscle of the arm that's outstretched. And there's a really good contraction of the muscles of the low back connected to the core. Pull your belly in tight, take 3 deep breaths. 3, 2, 1. Moving back onto your tummy. Stretch your legs, hands under the forehead, move the hips. Good, yeah. And we'll change. Left arm stretched out to the side. Right hand underneath the shoulder. Bend your knees, big toes touching. Push against your right hand to lift the right leg, and you roll, rolling the lower body, but keep the leg up off the floor. Keep the knees wide. There's a contraction that goes on also in the glutes, and the side glute especially. Holding, breathing. 3, push the feet behind you. Yeah. 2, careful of the back. Don't go too far if it's painful. 1, well done. Come on back. Let's place both hands under the shoulders, stretch your legs, and push up onto your hands and knees. Step your knees forward, hands under the shoulders. Now here is a very classic yoga posture, and it's used in fitness as well. They call it the bird dog, but it is exceptional for the core muscles as well as the back muscles. So right arm goes in front of you, left leg behind you. Raise both right arm, left leg, and hold. Hold this position. It's an isometric contraction. Good for the back, good for the belly. Be sure you're flattening your belly out very nicely. Pull the belly button up and in, and breathe. Breathe deeply into the chest and upper back. The ribs can expand during this breath, but the belly stays strong. 1 more deep breath in. And we lower the hand, lower the knee, open the knees, come into your child's pose. If you'd like, hands at the low back and make that little circle massage. Back up onto the hands and knees. Knees go in, hip width. Stretch your left arm in front of you, right leg behind you, lifting both. Flatten out the belly, and we hold and we breathe. Hands come down, knees come down. We sink back into child's pose. And once again, hands at the low back. Set your hands down, lifting your head back up. Come up onto your hands and knees. Bring your knees to one side. And let's come to a seated position. Feet out in front of you. Now, in this next position, where this is called boat pose, it is once again an isometric contraction of the core and the abdominals. However, if you start to feel the low back, please set your hands behind your thighs to support. So we'll start there. Lean back and lift your feet, bringing the knees at a somewhat almost 90-degree position, a little bit wider angle. Hold here, lift the chest, hold the belly in tight, and pull the perineum up. If this is very easy and you don't feel at all the belly or the back, stretch your arms. If you start to feel the low back and it's too much, set your hands behind your thighs again, okay? Keep breathing through the chest and the ribs. If, however, you're really, really strong in your core, Maybe you could stretch your arms and both legs. And we hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting back up, set your feet back down, wrap your arms around your legs, and allow your back to round out, tucking the chin in. Just get a little stretch of the back. Good job. Lift your chin, grab behind the thighs, and let's roll down onto our backs. Excellent work, ladies. Very good. Bringing your feet hip width, knees hip width. We're going to work the glutes, the perineum. Then we do our classic bridge, and then we get back to the core. So first, feet hip width, knees hip width, elbows into the floor, lift the hips up. Working the perineum requires breath and focus and concentration on what's going on. So first, when you breathe out next time, pull your belly button in. Feel like you're pulling and contracting the perineum up in a mountain shape and squeeze your knees together. Breathe in, open back up. Again, breathing out, pull up, breathing in, open your knees. 5 more times, breathe out. Breathe in and open. Each time you should get better at it and feel more. Breathe in and open. You're activating those muscles that maybe you rarely use. Go again. Breathing in and open 3 more times. Let's go. Open, 2 more. Last one. Lower the hips down. Excellent. Good. Relax here for a moment. Then resetting your feet, reset your knees, everything hip width. Elbows down to the earth, lift your hips up. Raise your right leg. And we're going to give little pulses to the position. So you lift the hips higher. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Straighten the right leg. Toes pointed. Press again. 10, 9. If you're feeling your knee, you need to readjust the leg that's at the bottom, that's on the floor. Okay? Maybe push the foot farther away from you and you won't feel the knee. But you should really be feeling the glute. 3 more pulses. 2, 1. Bring the foot back down. And keep your hips up. Elbows reset into the floor. Feet hip width. Let's go. Raise the left knee. Let's pulse. 10, 9, 8. At the same time, if you lift and contract your perineum, boy, you've got all advantages, working the lower abdomen, working the glutes, and the perineum. 3, 2, 1, straighten the leg, and last 10 pulses. Let's go. 10, feel the glute working. 9, 8, 7, keep breathing. 6, 5, 4, 3, good. 2, 1. Foot comes down, bring your hips down. This time, soles of the feet together, knees wide, and just rest a little bit. Letting go here. Good stuff. Raise your knees back up, feet hip width, elbows into the floor. Now we do our yogic bridge. Lift the hips up and we hold. See how high you can get without any pain or discomfort. You should feel the strength in your glutes, in your quadriceps, a nice arch through your spine, and the belly lifts. Keep breathing. Good. Raise your arms over your head and lower the back. One vertebra at a time, very, very slowly. Very slowly. And once the back is all the way down, stretch your legs on the floor. Keep your arms over your head. Lengthen out your belly, lengthen your back, lengthen your waist. At your next breath in, lengthen more, and then you're going to breathe out, pull the belly button in, tightening your whole core, and push the belly down towards the low back and the low back towards the floor. Breathe in, release that. Breathe out, contract, pull the belly button downward, low back towards the floor. Really strong core work, ladies. Again, breathing in, breathing out, pull in and down. And guess what? This is protection as well for the perineum. You don't push downwards at all. You're pushing downwards towards the floor, not down towards your perineum. Again, breathe in, breathing out. 2 more times. Breathe in. And you should feel that tightness right in the belly. Pull in, pull the perineum up, push the belly button down. 1 more time. Good. Release. Bend 1 knee at a time, bring it up to the chest and rock from side to side. So I've mentioned it before in previous classes, but if you missed it, I'm not teaching any sit-ups anymore where you lift the head, shoulders, and chest, because the more physiologists study it, the more they find when you do those sit-ups, you're pressing down on your perineum and loosening the ligaments, which you do not want. You never want to press down. So there are tons of other core exercises we can do, which are okay for the perineum, and we don't press down. Place your hands underneath your hips. Stretch your legs, point your toes. Pull the belly button up and in and pull the perineum up. More core work. Lower the right leg just above the floor. Raise it back up. Keep the belly strong, keep the perineum up and in. Lower the left leg. You can just breathe naturally, but through the chest and ribs. Do not breathe into the belly, please, during these exercises. Right leg goes down. Back up. Left leg goes down. And back up. Now, if you find it's really too easy, lower your legs to a diagonal position, and then we lower the right leg again. Woo! And the left comes back up, and then the left leg lowers. But you only come up to the diagonal position. Staying strong, keep breathing through the chest, belly in, perineum up. If you find you can't hold it anymore, lift your legs back up to the perpendicular position. Bring your legs diagonal, everyone, and hold it here with little kicks. 10, 9, belly in, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. If you feel your back, stop immediately. 2, 1. Bend your knees to chest. Rock from side to side. Ooh, that was good, huh? Good job. Rocking from side to side. Last exercise for the core. And by the way, on Thursday, we're going to step it up a bit. It's going to be a little bit more difficult than today. So if you like these, come back on Thursday. Hands underneath the hips. Stretch the legs to the skies, toes pointed. Pull the belly button up and in, pull the perineum up. We are going to let our legs fall to the right. Come back to center. Legs will fall to the left. Belly stays in, perineum up. Back to center. To the right. Yeah. Back to center. If you can, hands stay underneath the hips so that it keeps the low back supported. This time, when you go to the right, bend your right knee. So it's the left leg on top, and then pull in as you rise back up to center. You can go farther then. Bend your left knee. Back up to center. Keep the perineum up. Right knee bends and you let the leg go over and back up to center. Left knee bends, you go over. Good. One more time. Last one. Now, bend both knees at 90 degrees. This is going to be a little bit more challenging. So if it was already very challenging, what you're going to do is simply rock the knees from side to side. Belly stays in, perineum up. If, however, it was easy, you want to go farther, both knees bend, straighten the legs, pull the belly in and come back up to center. Bend the knees over to the left, straighten, pull the legs back up to center. And again, knees bend to the right, straighten, pull them back up to center with your belly. Knees bend to the left, straighten, pull them back up. One more time each side. Bend at 90 degrees, over to the right, straighten, pull them back up, and bend at 90 degrees to the left, straighten, pull them back up. Good job. Knees come to the chest. Rock from side to side to relax the back. And now to get a little stretch of the belly, feet come down, come into a little bridge pose. Feel that the belly lengthens and stretches, arms over the head, and lower the back one vertebra at a time. Good. Feet go as wide as your mat. Let your knees fall to the right. Keep stretching with your arms behind you. This is a beautiful twist because we also get a stretch into the quadriceps and into the IT band, which is good news. Lift your left knee first, right knee follows, and let your knees go to your left. Reach with your right arm behind you. Right knee lifts, left knee follows. Step your feet in, raise your right leg, grab behind the thigh, and make a big circle with the foot to release any tension that builds up in the ankle or foot. Change the direction of the circle. Foot flexes. Softly pull the leg towards you, but keeping curve at your low back so you really get into the stretch of your hamstrings. Holding. As you breathe out, see if you can relax the muscle, even though it's in a stretch. See if you can relax it and soften it. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Lift both legs up, pull the knees towards the shoulders and hold. Left foot comes to the floor. The legs stay crossed. Let your knees fall to your left. Turn your head to the right for a spinal twist. Uncrossing, raise the right knee first, left knee follows. Lifting your left leg up, grab behind the thigh, big circle with the foot. Change the direction. Flexing your foot, softly pull your leg towards you, keeping curve in the low back. And as you breathe out, see if you can soften even more the muscle at the back of the leg. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Lift both and pull them towards the shoulders. Right foot comes down to the earth. Let your knees fall to your right. Turn your head to the left. Spinal twist. Uncross your left knee, right knee follows. Squeeze both knees tightly to your chest now. Lift your head, nose between the knees, so you're stretching out the whole back chain of the body. Lower your head and gently stretch one leg at a time onto your mat, one at a time. And once they're stretched out, make any kind of micro movements you need to be completely relaxed. Palms facing the sky. And begin a soft breath, an expansion and a contraction. Really allowing the breath just to flow in and out. And imagine just now a shower of relaxing energy that starts at the crown of your head. And it trickles down over the head, over the face, over your hair, over your jaw, over the neck and the throat. Over the shoulders. Down the arms into the hands. Allow it to trickle down over the chest and tummy. Over the upper back, the lower back. Over the hips, glutes. Over the lower abdomen. Allow it to trickle down over the legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, and feet. Imagine there's a constant flow of relaxing energy from the crown of the head to the soles of your feet.
Take 3 deep, slow breaths. And begin to move your fingers and your toes. Moving your hands and your feet. Raising your arms up over your head, stretch from fingers to toes. And then bring your knees in towards your chest and squeeze them in against the chest. Good. Rock a bit if you'd like from side to side. And then rolling all the way to your right hand side. Setting your hands down, lift from the side, come to a seated position. Nicely done. Good job. Let's rub our hands together. Bring your hands over your face and softly tapping around the eyes. Shake your hands out. This time, rub your hands together. And I'd like to do a quick stretch of the fascia and of the skin and muscles of the neck. So take your hands and place them just above one side of the collarbone. Pull on the skin, pull the skin over the collarbone, and turn your head to the opposite direction. You should feel all the way from your jaw down towards the collarbone, holding 3, 2, 1. Turn your head back, and we'll do the other side. Bring them just on the skin above the collarbone, and you'll pull the skin down over the collarbone. Turn your head to the opposite direction, lifting the chin up, and you stretch and hold. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. And then taking both hands, I want you to just draw down. This is actually a lymphatic massage because the lymph draws down and recycles just underneath your collarbone with the blood. Good. All right. Bring your hands to your heart center. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining. Namaste. Have a nice day.